Yeah,
we're done with this team. And then okay.
I think for veterans like how you're not playing a TI, you're like, well, I think those guys struggle to find the motivation to play the other tournaments because they've been a TI, they've won TI. What does an out-of-season tournament really matter? And they don't have that same motivation to play at their best for these smaller tournaments.
If you've climbed Everest before, you're not maybe as excited about taking on these smaller climbs, right?
Yeah, but with the
Mount Baldy, right
potential,
Mount McKinley doesn't seem so appetizing.
Yeah, but what about this? What about the future of Dota now with the new system in play? With this, where a tournament like this have those points, you know, maybe you'd want to actually stay with the team and try to get some more, because they're handed out also, like they said, player individual. So RTK would get points like, or sorry, Chuan/Hao could get extra points just playing in a tournament like this with Vici.Gaming. I don't know, post-TI time still would be
the big thing to remember with that is when it comes to qualifying for like TI, it only counts the 3 highest point players in the team. So it gives teams the flexibility to bring in a new youngster. They can only do it's the same with like the trade deadline, so you have to do it during the roster shuffle time, so you can't like totally screw over your players or anything, which is great and all. But then you can bring in like a new pub star going into TI, or you could bring in someone like Chuan. Like, let's say you're a team that's like doing them well, you got some good points plays, but you feel like you're just not quite a TI winning team. You could bring in like a veteran like Chuan as that 4th or 5th player. He could have not played the entire year, but you could still be qualified to go to TI just because he doesn't.
I'm Chuan.
Yeah,
no.
5 seconds remaining.
That's interesting. That's going to be an awesome, system. It's going to be an awesome season of Dota.
There's been some other rocky stuff with this team. Chuan, I think End and Ori maybe it wasn't easiest for them to play with him, and then they ended up bringing in Lana to coach this team, kind of that better leadership and the voice that Tron listened to. So End ended up basically stepping aside. I think he gave it a go with that squad Dango as well. Ultimately, it would have been an issue of like, hey, if they actually make it to the qualifiers, I don't think he's contractually allowed to play against his VG squad. Well, now he's back to the VG team because Hao has stepped aside as well. So Hao and Tron obviously like they had experience playing together and on newbie and such, and they're part of that same kind of generation of like older players, but it's a little bit different with the young ones. So that's always been an issue with like in the Chinese scene, like the newer players and the older guys, like how do they mesh, who they listen to. If a younger player should be taking a leadership position, is that possible with an older player that's still there on the team? So that's something that VG has recently had to wrestle with a little bit.
Alright, gentlemen, we have a draft underway now for these two teams, OG versus Vici.Gaming. Vici.Gaming, actually, like, what's Vici.Gaming's current record here? I don't know if I'm safe to alt-tab on my screen. Younger players should be taking. I think
they won.
They're 1-1. 1-1 for Vici, 0-2 for OG right now. They had first pick, and with that first pick, they got the Earth Spirit. But if any team was to pick Earth Spirit first, should be OG. I will confidently say that Jerix is the greatest Earth Spirit player on the planet. Every time I cast a Jerix Earth Spirit game, and I say this though, he tends to unfortunately not have his best game. I'm just saying that.
No word on if Mars has produced better.
You know, you never know. Mars Spirit could be a big thing. Does leave the Sand King out there. It's interesting that OG still banned the Drow even though it's Vici.Gaming. They just don't want to go against the Drow. Jerix is the greatest. Sand King has picked up and a Warlock, and we go back to the fabled Fly Phoenix once again.
This is the classic TI 6 era OG Fly Phoenix.
You never know.
Jerix and the Earth Spirit that Crit used to sometimes play, but now Jerix
does leave the Sand King out there. It's interesting that OG still banned the Drow even though it's Vici.Gaming.
Very much like old school company.
Sand King has picked up and a Warlock.
We've seen a lot of a decent amount of blood seekers in Vici.Gaming, so I'm wondering if they'll kind of stick to that and go with that direction. And for OG, I think they ran an Arc Warden in the first game. I believe they let the Wisp let the Drow through and ended up in the Storm, and they ran an Arc Warden. That was interesting because I don't think they've yet won a game on the Arc Warden, but the hero looks promising in like a number of ways. Right? Like the way it's played, like they use it to fight. They'll bring him over to like rotate his illusions to the safe lane. I mean, rather to the mid lane to help out the mid. It's interesting. It's an interesting hero against like a Drow draft or a lot of range heroes. It seems like it would have added value.
It's a very unique concept because you can fight while farming. You send that illusion to a lane to go fight with your team while your hero farms, and on top of that, it's like a zero risk fight. You don't, I mean, you lose some, you give up gold, which is I think a big change. So there is a lot of benefit to killing the illusion, but the hero itself doesn't. You're not dying, respawning, you're still farming, so you've got that.
It's an interesting hero against like a drought.
It's an illusion farmer, guys. It's OG. Yeah.
Let's see.
How long before they? Yeah, how long before they just go back to the Alk because you got a little bit of luck, or the Nagas just somehow creep your way back into the draft.
The plus point,
you lose some, you give up gold.
2 to 2.5 bounty rune scaling, and then
kill the illusion, but
is it the base stat increase, or is it
for Naga?
It was 13 to 16.
Something got buffed, yeah. See,
how long before they? Yeah, how long before they just go back to the Alk because
Naga Siren base health regen from 0.5 to.
Oh, I was talking about the Alchemist.
The Alchemist's got some stats, yeah, base adjunct, so probably gets like an extra starting armor, and just the other last hit farm a little bit slightly better. But so now it's big team fight from OG to get the Tide Phoenix. Usually they do pair these heroes with at least one big armor like the Naga or the Alk though, so. I feel like we have seen that certain level of like trial and error from OG. Game 1 it was like, let's see if the Arc Wards works any better this pack. Game 2 it was like, alright, let's see if the No-Tell Meepo works. I mean, there is, obviously they play these heroes in scrims, they play them a ton in the past, but it's always going to be different when you play it in a LAN environment. Just getting the best of the best, but they are not going to experiment with their old heroes. They're going to experiment with something a bit new that we've seen from the Chinese.
Usually you're just countering them along the way or trying to. Batrider now against the Tide, which, you know, Batrider's going to be forced to go for the Tide, but naked Troll makes anyone really good at breaking a Phoenix Egg. But yeah, Chaos Knight, what's the deal? What Chaos Knight again coming out now? I read a fun thing actually between the games on True Dota subreddit. They were talking about Chaos Knight, and someone was mentioning a bit how if he does become like a hot flavor, that we might see more Brewmaster again. Like Brewmaster kind of pops up occasionally, but the Dispel magic from the Storm Bear does 1,000 damage. That's amplified to CK's illusions by 260%. Thing actually, 2.7k and 4-second cooldown.
That's
on one bear.
It's received some just absurd buff because it's so situational. Like really good, like. And it's also the last spell that most Brewmaster players micro. But you pop your ulti, the first thing you do, you chuck that boulder. While you right-click a hero while chucking the boulder. The second thing you do, you grab that Cyclone Panda, you find an annoying hero, you find that Bristle, you find that Viper, and you chuck that motherfucker up in the air, so he's not doing anything. And then after that, you're like, oh, anything to dispel? Oh, this Cyclone here we can kill now. I'll dispel the Cyclone.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you're looking to dispel. Like, you're not using it to bomb down CK.
Yeah, but even a late game CK illusion where you give him a heart and everything, like 2.7k. Late game is like, here I come with Phantasm. Gone. One puff.
That's just the mentality of like every Brewmaster player, even at like 5k, 6k level. That's like a good Brewmaster player does all that, and then plays the hero to like a very high level. But the exceptional Brewmaster players don't like talk about the
That's what you're looking at.
And also, the drafters have to pick it when it counters something like a CK.
Yeah, but even a late game
or an Omni Knight Guardian Angel.
I remember last year there was a draft where Wings picked Brewmaster against Warlock. People were theory crafting, you know, were they doing that to use Dispel on the Fatal Bonds?
Like a good Brewmaster player does all that, and now play that hero.
I actually asked him about that. He said, well, I don't know why. Gave me kind of a wry smile. He said, no, we just like the hero.
He's like, that's a good idea.
Sounds more like Wings.
He's like, yeah, we should.
But interesting. And then, you know, a couple months later, they used the Panda with the alacrity from the Invoker to just siege down like buildings. That's an example of what you're talking about. It just became like absurd, but you know, very situational. It became like the crux of the strategy.
Because the other thing is, people were saying, because that particular True Dota thread was started by someone who was trying to push for CK, but at that time I guess was still not getting a lot of great, because people were looking at like a poor man's Sven, or just not as good as a Sven. But why now are we seeing him above a Sven? How does Sven not match up to where CK is currently?
he doesn't get kited the CK. Reality Rift basically means you pull that target to you, and yeah, you're a melee hero, but you don't have to suffer from that same kiting issues that otherwise. Sven, I mean, he has the stun to kind of keep him in place, but it's a much longer cooldown. So I think the short cooldown Reality Rift is what makes Chaos Knight a hero right now. That constant ability to not only spam the spell, but also reduce their armor. Like, your physical damage is pretty crazy. I really like the sustain from the crit. That lifesteal when it procs is incredibly nice for just jungling, for farming lanes, for synergizing with the armlet. So otherwise,
this hero has traditionally had some like mana problems, but when you max the Reality Rift, that spell is not really that mana intensive, and then it just feels like he plays faster, right? He's one of the fastest heroes in the game already in terms of move speed. If you're spamming Reality Rifts, he's not a hero that has to spend a lot of time with particular jungle resources the same way Sven does. It feels like you have to stack for him, and then it's like it comes down to like when does he get his BKB, which item order does he get it. If you're on the Radiant side, it's already harder to protect and stack your jungle than on Dire, so that makes it like naturally harder to place Sven. But CK requires none of these things. It just feels like
well, he can't do.
Yeah,
he can't do stacks. It's not like he doesn't have the option.
Yeah, he's not a hero that has to spend a lot of time.
But it is funny. They definitely like people are thinking it's important. Like he definitely has that similar role to the Sven, but you guys make really good cases for where those differences really lie between the farming options and or not having to even worry about making those farming options and just being able to rip people down nonstop. Well, he can't do.
Yeah,
he can't do
got some interesting characters
it doesn't have the option.
This CDG squad. But Ori is like
but
the
it is
young
funny.
gun,
They definitely
young gun
like
type players.
people are thinking it's important. Like he definitely has that similar role to the
Yang
Sven,
is
but you guys make
has
really
established several reputations for himself. He's got one nickname, which is like kind of like leather shoes.
Leather shoes? That's fan. Is that why? Because he wears leather shoes?
Yeah.
Or he's like leather shoes?
He's also known for being a flamer. And,
oh what?
And
that's not
cool. He's had a couple of visa issues. I think last year he didn't get past constantly, so people are kind of joking that like maybe he's just flaming people during the visa interview and not able to pass because of that.
Leather shoes.
I like that FY's
leather shoes. That's fancy.
Steam name is
that why? Because he wears leather shoes, or he's like
PUBG. PUBG. Yeah. We can bringing that PUBG back to Dota.
People were saying at the major everybody was playing it, or Epi.
At the
Summit, people were playing. I saw ROTK playing it a lot.
Yeah, the Chinese teams have had to deal with a PUBG plague. So.
Leather shoes.
Western teams too. I walked into that practice room upstairs house at the Summit, and there's 10 PCs in the room. Only 2 people.
We're just saving strats for you.
Bringing that PUBG back to Dota.
People were saying at the major everybody was playing, and then all the Chinese teams at the Summit. No, I guess they're playing as well. I was gonna say they can finally get back at us instead of us saying we're probably busy playing RPGs.
I was the old newbie, you know.
Yeah.
They started the
busy playing PUBGs. Busy playing PUBGs. We start out with a pause. I was trying to see if there's any interesting hero pickups, anything like that. So you said Amy, that's HYM. HYF?
HYM.
Well, HYM. Should I call him HYM or should I call him busy playing?
Yeah. They started the
busy playing PUBGs.
Probably call him HYM is fine. He was on the VG squad.
Yeah.
They briefly had Burning
I was trying to see if there's
and JDH. Those like the two new supports, HYM and JDH. And
you said
JDH got sent down.
Amy, that's HYM.
Stuck around. So he's also a very young player. Just a kind of mix of new generation players here. But they're all pretty young. And this VG squad, they had this issue. They briefly. I keep going back to the story, but when they had like a similar lineup, it was with DGC instead, where like nobody on the team was like really vocal. That was when they had like Nono. They weren't a very vocal team, even though they had lots of individual talent and such. And they brought in Mikasa for Nono, and though Mikasa was clearly like not on the same skill level as the other mid players in Portland, he provided like the leadership and direction. And so even though like they would be behind in the mid laning phase, they still managed to win a championship with this guy just stepping in as coach. And that was kind of just how important it was to have that leader, to have like.
Oh, you're talking about the Starlighter BGJ run?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
VGR it was.
Or VGR, yeah. We I remember being there for that. That was awesome. Picasso was very impressive. Yeah, I mean everyone was
giving finals in Kiev.
Yeah. He was losing the laning phase. It felt like almost every game. He could still pull out sick plays later on, or his team was making sick calls. He clearly was riding that team into the championship. And now he commented. That was awesome.
The message that Anna's playing, well, like, you know, oh, we're down 2 lanes, now the game's easier. It's like, if you come to
giving my Zeus pumpkin really today. You know, I want to be down Megas. I come online when those Megas roll out with my Arc Light.
There you go, it becomes easy to farm, right? Yeah. Come straight to me.
Plan. Looks like last player. No-Tail's reconnected.
The message that Anna's playing,
see how Vici compares to Chaos Knight. Definitely, so far, I mean, it's still very early on, but it has been kind of like the breakout.
Does he know the build, though? Does No-Tail know that it's all Rift, alright? Maybe you be a baller and go no stun, but 1-4, whatever.
We saw 1-4-1 last game, that was the build I kind of advocated for. He hasn't gone the Magic 6 starting item, which we saw last game against the Bat Rider. Whereas this is the build I think the first Chaos Knight early on we saw to be kind of like the breakout.
Does he know the build, though? Does No-Tail know that it's all Rift, alright? Maybe you be a baller and go no stun, but
Monet was last game.
The last game, yeah.
No, I'm saying the very first. Ame, yeah. Ame went to the no stun build. I think with this Stout Flamingo, whereas we saw Monet last game.
It's a beautiful thing, by the way, when one team does the ally voiceful chat and the other team does it at the same moment. But they don't know how to chat all the way through.
Monet was last
game.
It's not last one. Rumble means basically we're screwed.
I think with this Stout Flamingo,
it's a beautiful thing, by the way.
One of them. Most of these were recorded actually from stuff kind of going back to the old clips.
Yeah.
So that one's like.
That's just RTK's thing, right?
Last one.
It's from the documentary. Who's that one?
They're all dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, who says that? It's one of them. Most of these were recorded.
Parker, you said that you don't have one of the voice roll there? Dude's got 2. 3? I don't know how many he's got on there.
He's got 3 the most. He's got 3, I think Toby's got 2.
Savage wrecked.
Yeah, Paul's got 1.
And then there's Paul's got 1.
Those are the 6 English ones, I think. There's 6
Who's that one? That one, though, is the best by far. Lot one.
Yeah, that one's just. I hope we keep getting fresh ones because when you hear the same ones over and over,
3. I don't know how many he's got on there. So everyone has the same soundboard. Everyone has the same 6-button soundboard. They're like,
yeah, exactly.
So you need to bring back your sound wheel, Dakota. That's what I'm hearing. You're the OG sound wheel.
Just have to load it up with chat at this point. This is pretty much what I did.
You had WoW on your sound?
Yeah.
Do you have any of those other ones? Do you have Zero Dead?
Oh, I still have the soundboard.
I want a Korean caster soundboard. Those guys are there. Or like the Filipino casters who like start singing and stuff. I want some of that.
Spanish casters have some high improvements too. Dakota. That's what I'm hearing. You're the.
We got the G from both teams. It is time for some Dota. Let's get into it. Instantly, OG are going to smoke right up, and guess what? VG also smoked. Smoke on smoke started the game.
You see this? You saw this a lot during qualifiers. Like smoke out. Start singing and stuff. I want some of that.
Spanish casters have some high improvements.
Surprise here. I wonder if F1's going to go for the tree.
We got the G from both teams. It is time for some Dota. Let's get into it. Instantly, OG are going to smoke right up, and guess what?
See each other.
Also smoke on smoke started the game.
You see this? You saw this a lot.
The burrow.
That's
Suddenly,
the Bat Rider.
Yeah, suddenly we're committing like that. Yeah, because too hard.
I don't know where Earth Spirit is. He's the danger hero. Unless you get eyes on Earth Spirit, you cannot get too aggressive there. Even though he's on the other side of the map, that is not information Vici.Gaming are wary of.
Early Orb Venom, early point roll. Just ready to here in the game. Suddenly we're committing. He's going to miss his first roll now. What do you see the ganging options here? TA is fine. She's got refraction, so it takes a few more swats to take down, but it can be done. Troll also bad. I mean, there's ganking potential for Jared in the early game.
I think we'll see some lane securing mid, but not really kills on the TA, but just harass to help Puck lose the lane. And then we'll see, I mean, Tide's not really a lane you gank. I think we'll see Maxi head towards that safe lane. So we'll kind of swing between mid and safe lane. Mid, just secure the lane, bottom, look for kills. And kind of track FY on the map wherever he goes.
Also bad. I mean,
Flyx got the bounty rune, since No-Tail was healing up after that level 1. I think we'll see some lane securing mid, not really kills on the TA. As a result, No-Tail's magic sick will come a bit later than we'd like. And then we'll see... Does mean Fly's magic sick will come up again, so we'll see Maxi head towards that safe lane.
And when Phoenix received all those nice buffs...
Bottom, mid lane, there is a roll. He landed it.
Oh, he did land it. Okay.
This is the lane secure. Roll mid. Flyx got the bounty rune. Bully TA, you won the block, so this TA is in a rough spot. As a result, No-Tail's magic will come a bit later.
Step on the other side here. He hits him with a face first roll, gets the connection. They have to eat the fairy fire, needs one more.
Hit the waste the south. There's the roll. He landed it.
The south to live.
Lane is one.
Oh, I mean, aren't you almost better off just dying there? Coming back to lane with the south, right?
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower.
It's better for you, but it's also better for your opponents because they get the goal. So it's one of those things where if it's not first blood, I think probably, but first blood, it's a big chunk of gold for Anna or for Jarek. So it's definitely better for you as an individual just to die because of the amount of gold you're giving up. It's probably not.
Mid's one, and Jarek's just not pulling off.
If he gets rolled on again, he's in such a rough spot.
I think he just missed that first roll, but claritying up, you know.
Living already, this mid lane is a disaster. If it's not first blood, I think probably help. Or the cat wheel.
Beat her down. He's level 2. He's got boulder smashes.
It's definitely better for you. He bought a second salve just to stay in the lane. Then he buys it. He does buy a TP before he dies, so he loses gold, but he also doesn't have gold.
He does not have gold.
That's the good news, Jack. Yeah, there's a positive.
So what do you think? Should Vici just had FY in that mid lane from the start? You know, like we saw DC do to the qualifiers with Bolden?
100%. This is a patch where you dual lane mid if you have to, you tri-lane mid if you really have to. DC would tri-lane mid half their games. You're versing a Jarek's Earth Spirit, you cannot expect your TA to be fine. That's the good news, Jack. Especially with the block. The beauty of the Earth Spirit is he's blocking the mid wave from the start. TA, I don't think had a support blocking the wave for her, so that meant the block was on the enemy hill.
Jarek's rotate to the bottom lane now. FY and Yang are both hanging about. There's Rift shenanigans here. Maybe he's trying to bait something out from VG's side. Or mind game him a bit. Jarek does wait out. They have a ward over there Jarek's just standing under, so they know the Earth Spirit is nearby.
It has stabilized a little bit. Nice play from TX. He got the cancel on Anna's salve with a side
the bottom lane now.
Kind of hurt Anna quite a bit since he was baking on that. But he does have the bottle.
Hard move for Fly, but that's when Jarek makes his roll in. That is going to be the Icarus dive out, and if he gets a Force Spirit to land, they got the Boulder Smash. Yang's going to be going down. A rotation comes out from YF here.
Stabilized a little bit.
Warlock.
Nice play from TX. He got
what they wanted. Jarek's heading back home.
Hurt Anna quite a bit. He does have the silence, but
Hard move for Fly, but that's where Jarek makes his roll in. That is good.
Or grab a bounty rune on the way back to maybe get his bottle, but I'm not really sure. As I said, I don't think bottle's really the item when you're in this position. You're kind of heading back to base heal anyways. He's going to pick up the boat. He picks up the Bassi themselves, so maybe he's going to get the bottle. I feel like Boots or the Bassi is maybe a better call, but it does give you a silence whatever you buy.
One lane I've not really had the chance to look at. It's kind of the win-win lane here. These were the two top last hitters for a while until Honor just took over. But S4 and Elf. Is that who that is? Elf?
Heading back to base heal anyways.
Okay.
He picks up the Bassi themselves.
Elf? It's Elf?
I feel like Boots or the Bassi.
Troll? Warlord?
Oh,
N. Sorry. One lane. No, I've not really had the chance to look
is this
at
playing
it.
as Elf for you?
It says Elf on my top last, right? Or am I for a while? Wrong? No, it definitely says Elf and then Honor just took over. It's on S4.
Oh, it says for me.
Elf? Elf? Yeah, you've been having different names in your lobby. So, mid lane. Anna. There's the burrow. Roll comes in. Doesn't commit the boulder smash yet. Seems like Anna's going to be fine. And they avoid the 3-man rotation.
Play. Shrine is up in 10 seconds, so you can even stick around. Phase shift dodging some shadow word problems. That's not bad. Sankey's trying to camp this shrine, but Jerix is too close for that. Actually, he doesn't need the shrine, but the Sal follows coming down, so...
Ooh, I need to kick and roll away. Kick and roll away.
Oh no!
Uh-oh, he rolled himself accidentally onto the high ground.
Up in 10 seconds, so he'll be down in around seconds. Phase shift dodging.
But, yeah, okay, avoids the trouble there. But that rotation continues on here from Vici, and they take all the way to the bottom half of the map here, looking to go for No Tail. Fly still waits within the trees, but doesn't have a point yet into that sunray.
No Tail showing he does know the build. 1-2-1 so far. See that max reality room.
So what's interesting about this is I kind of have to wonder where this came from first, because OG were playing hardcore basically trying to get to China and since they were looking so dominant at the time, I believe as a result of that, you saw some other teams start to pick up hardcore as well, like OGD.
Does know the build.
Like CDC had run hardcore before, said that OG was basically OG, so I'm not sure who started spreading what and how this came to be.
And OG's actually been in China boot camping before this event. They were there for like an extra week or so. I think they sometimes struggle to get the whole team together with Anna being Australian, so they kind of use some of these LAN events as pseudo boot camps.
Yeah, they boot camped at Mars a number of times. It's nice.
Wow.
The studio they set up like I'm not sure to boot camp, shoot some fun content. Liquid was there before.
Bottom lane.
Yeah, looks like an attempt to get the Bat Riders. Jerix, though, has to pull this match his way out from a bit of trouble. They have surrounded the Earth Spirit, and it looks like they have to torch him up. Did you get their first kill of the game?
Looks like the CK has not found the levels or farm in the laning stage that he ideally needs to start fighting. I'm not a fan of this. I think the range of it is kind of wasted gold. It's a very small amount of wasted gold. It will prevent some damage from the tanking Barra, but mid lane they're going in on the range as well.
They're also going on to the fly bottom. We see the Icarus dive out, but yeah, just there we catch the back end of Ori getting finished off.
I feel like No Tail, yeah, with the build didn't need this raindrops. He needs to get that treads up as early as possible and start with the armlet. Very small thing. Really, he sees value, and there is value in this raindrop. Just the more small lines you buy, the longer some of those core
Support's also going on to start fly bottom. We see the Icarus dive out, but yeah, Warlock in the mid lane, still rhyming it out. Level 3, we'll want that rock to come online at some point, so giving him a great place to farm up is going to be pretty damn important.
Jerix is nearby. He knew the troll was struggling the small camps. The more small lines you buy, finds him to kill. No,
Support's also for the 8-minute bounty, which he will pick up at that moment, though. Looks like Wyatt was able to drop down to 3.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Watching Jerix now, but able to do much about it. He's just kind of stalking him a bit and hanging it about until he gets closer to that level 4 or to level 5 and closer to Magnetize, being able to come in with some heavy team fight play. Because S4 has been pretty much top lane the whole game. He's got Ravage, obviously. He's going to push forward into getting a hold of the mech get up. Any reason why we didn't see him just going for the Enigma that we saw him play a couple of times, or is this not the Enigma game as we see jump back into the game?
Tide has more like probably the big thing. You can actually test the farm of the safe lane carry, whereas Enigma you deny some, but you're not really present in the lane.
Rift pullback and a stun with Jerix now showing up into the lane. It looks like Yang is making his exit from the lane. And OG up now 5-1. Great early start for him.
Test the farm of the safe nice carry, whereas Enigma kills been picked up in multiple lanes. Chaos Knight not farming amazingly, but Dota is a game of 3 lanes, and 2 of the 3 lanes are being won by OG. They hide at top the farmer, the part of the mid lane, doing very well also.
Showing up into the lane, it looks like Yang.
You gotta credit this.
Dyer's top tower is falling.
He's been everywhere since. Other than that, like OG kind of wants to experience.
Gets the stun onto the TA. She tries to roll in. They make a full assault onto No Tail. Quickly surround him, and he is done for. Ana tries to rotate in to have a say in the matter with the coil, but it's a 5-man approach already from Vici in the mid lane. So OG just suddenly not prepared for these kind of numbers.
S4 has rocked up with a Ravage though.
Yes, he has.
Kind of go time, but they also don't have a Dream Call to set it up. So you can walk in, but that means
they make a full assault onto No Tail, quickly surround him, and he's forcing him to step off. I don't think they have intentions to have a say in the matter with the coil, but it's a 5-man
overall, I think Vici.Gaming, these kind of rotations are nice, but they definitely want to maintain some space with TA to keep farming. They've got this drums on bat, they kind of want to just run it, be a bit now in fight, but at the same time, running into this Tide Ravage. You can walk in, but
yeah, both their horses need a good amount of focus. For OG, I mean, they need experience on their heroes, they need the
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Beyond that, they can just kind of just keep taking fights. They have
this kind of rotation is nice, but they definitely want to maintain some space.
Definitely don't have to sit around and wait.
They've got this drums on bat, they kind of want to just run it, be a bit now in fight, but at the same time, running into this Tide Ravage. Yeah, TA and Troll both the heroes that need farm to function, whereas like this Puck, you've got this Veil. I don't feel like as a Puck nowadays you have to like sit back from your Blink Dagger. If anything, you just go fight. Before your Veil with just double null, you're really strong in fight. Now with a Veil, he's actually really scary. His damage output is something very difficult for most heroes in the map to deal with. So
the Magnetize is now online, or Spirit plus Veil Magnetize. It's just pretty disgusting. They have great team fight. That was Ravage, no question.
They'll likely leave one hero farming, not because, like, Chaos Knight's farming mid alone, it's not because he necessarily needs farm, it's just inefficient to, like, fully 5-man, so they're going to go for this 4-1 split. Towers
right there. Oh, he actually misses the boulder smash, though. Will they still be able to get this? Thinking. Well, they're committing real hard for it, but they did get it. It cost them over the pump fake, and
likely leave one
did force out the shift there. They still get it. It's a little bit of extra effort there for OG to get the pick off, but they finally get it. On roll in, and the boulder smash on forward will get the grab onto the Warlock. Magnetized. They might get a 2-man special, but now Yang could get caught out. They're committing with the egg. FY tries to tag the Shrine, but that's when S4 pulls the trigger on the Ravage, and they're looking to turn this in from a 1, a 2, to a 3-man and possibly 4-man pick here.
Good, aggressive Dota from OG. Jarek's leading the way. He sees that Warlock and he's like, he just kind of rings the charge bell and basically running in. They know if they kill that Warlock, take away the KO offering, the team fight is gone from Vici.Gaming at that point. They don't have epicenter, the Sankey doesn't have flames. Their entire team fight is built around this Warlock.
Jumps right into the perfect pocket spot. Troll, though, trying to run his way out. He's trying to use these trees to avoid trouble, but eventually they scout him out, orb him down. The onslaught of OG just doesn't seem to stop.
They know if they kill that Warlock,
Determined to get themselves a win now in Mars TV. 10-3 seems like a good track to do so.
Their entire soul fight coming together nicely with how shut down this TA is. TA is the most farmed here on this Dire side and has caught up alright, but it's the fact that Vici.Gaming has to spend the first 13-14 minutes playing defensively, farming Dota, which is not how you want to play on this current patch. When you pick a TA and you have a slow start, you're just putting yourself at a really big deficit.
10-3. Awesome. Pull out that fantastic maybe this one will be against the bat. Here comes Yang, trying to drums himself in. Is he going to commit it for the lasso? Oh, they'll commit it for the rock. Are they going to use the lasso too? Yes, they will. Certainly with 2 ults, they'll pick off. But is the rock and is the lasso down?
Rock being the troubling ult used there. Feels like OG just going to have a respawn and run right at Vici.Gaming again.
Oh yeah.
Yang trying to
drums himself in. Is he going to commit it for the lasso? Oh, they'll commit it for the rock. Are they going to use the lasso too? Yes, they will. Stone count. Certainly with 2 bloods a bit. Pick off. About 4 stones ready to go. Is rock and lasso fighting time once again for OG if they'd like. Egg is up once again. Ravage will be up in just about 20 seconds time. Mentioning this, they'll have the rock. Is now on cooldown for Vici, so they will probably be in their best interest to avoid fights here moving forward for at least the next minute or so. don't know if OG are going to allow it. It's smoked up. They're already making moves possibly towards the mid lane.
Top tower is under attack.
They leave Puck there alone. They're actually trying to fake out Vici.Gaming by pretending to push mid, perhaps.
Do they have him reveal himself out of
Radiant's
smoke there?
bottom tower is under attack.
Okay. Yeah, they actually
did
scan.
now.
Well, that's a Radiant scan now. I'm not sure if the Dire one popped or not.
Yeah, the Radiant one's down there. The
Okay,
Dire
yeah,
scan,
the Dire one did pop.
just the back end of that scan. And now they're just gonna go there. Vici will just head up north and dodge that entirely.
Do they have him
That's good for them.
reveal
Good
himself out of
scanning.
smoke there?
It's gonna be tough for Vici still. Like this TA wants to, like normally his TA like Blink Deso is where you start getting strong and scary, but there's enough stuns and disables, spells like Fire Spirit and things. Like I feel like this TA is gonna hit this Deso timing and then still can't fight because there's just too many spells that can ruin her in a team fight unless she somehow sneaks in.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Similarly, the Troll needs like a BKB before he can fight into Ravage, Boulder Smash, Chaos Knight stuns. Fire Spirits are going to be amazing in this game. So. To me, Vici.Gaming is buying time to get BKB.
They need a lot more time. The fermentation process is a long one here, and OG they're thirsty, they're hungry, whatever. They just want to gobble up. They don't want to wait for the process. Anando could be in a bit of trouble. TA will get the pick off there. Back into that coil, and now the bird flying about commits it with the egg. S4 looking to run on in, gets the Ravage. It's onto one. Big target on Ori there. He tries to go for the belt, but no, there's a sentry. Tries to pop up, but there's really nowhere to run. A 1-2 trade.
Derek, maybe 5 more. Let's go knock King Room.
He's just trying to bait him. Flying about, trying to bait him. Egg, S4 looking to run on in. Gets the Ravage. It's onto one. Big target on Ori there. He tries to go for the belt, but no, there's a sentry though. Tries to pop up, but there's nowhere to run.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Decent fight for OG to lose Puck, but TA kill. Maintains the presence on that. They do commit a lot of their big ultis. Ravage, Grim Coil, Supernova. See what Vici.Gaming can do now. Their big limiting factor is not having blinks right now. So even if they wanted to take advantage of these ultis being down, they need either a blink on Sand King or the Cat Rider to actually start a fight. They can't really, there's no point in smoking if you haven't got a blink dagger on your initiators. TA kill.
Here's where the item progression is going to be for sale. The other CKs went into what? Echo Saber after this? He is going to go straight to AC. Oh, we missed the action here. It's Jarek's getting a kill on the FY, looks like on the other side.
They need either a blink on Sand King or the Cat Rider to actually start a fight. They can't really, there's no point in smoking if you haven't got a blink dagger. And here we go, Vici smoke. Did they have that?
Here's where the item progression.
It might work, but definitely not a big fan of this. There's a very high chance of failing for this smoke game.
Oh, we missed the action.
You don't have a blink initiator.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Doesn't need a jaunt. Yeah, he's gonna stay there. Needs a blink out though.
Insert in Ana. Ana gonna buckle under the pressure of these 4. Commit to the coil. Gets the puck.
And I think at level 1 Base Shift, you can level it up. And then also the level 2 Dream Call. I think a lot of pucks you'll see stick with level 1 just to get that max out Base Shift as soon as possible for the easy escape. Stay there. Needs to blink out though. They are successful.
Insert in Ana.
Passive critical fail.
Ana gonna buckle. The pressure of these 4. Ori is flash farming his way getting that Deso. Damage contributor. Put this all on the back of Patrol, either two, because Patrol also is going to be moving forward into a defensive pickup in the BKB, so damage is going to be necessary.
Notel just uses ultimate a little more liberally than the other Chaos Knights we've seen. He's just popping it to go farm with. It's got a really long duration, that's one of the big buffs to the spell, so you're just going to send it at a wave while your hero farms the jungle, or send the illusion that it's a wave or a jungle camp somewhere, so we're all just kind of a more farming oriented play coming out from Notel. Notel just uses ultimate a little more liberally than the other Chaos Knights we've seen. He's just popping it to go farm with. It's got a really long duration,
on moving on in.
Just going to send it at a wave while you're approaching jungle.
A ward from Fly's side to be able to see the approach. Probably This Warlock, if he does step over a little bit closer, S4 is the bodyguard here.
Dire's top tower
Ravage
is
is up and ready. So cautious approach as OG will just go for a more secured hit onto this tier 2 tower in the top lane. Just kindly escorted by the rest of the team, while Vici are handling business elsewhere. It seems like they have no interest at all in heading towards the top. They don't see any OG members across the map. Just not comfortable kind of going into ridiculous heavy team fight. Cautious approach, at least at the moment. Secured hit.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, but a possible defense could be in order here for OG. They've summoned S4 to the bottom. He and Jarex are side by side for now.
Take a tower without losing. Take one of those pawns without losing your own. Making small little trades that are kind of efficient for now. They still
for Yang. Oh, he is close, but Ana was able to make it away. That tower is super low. It's actually nigh ready. But you're not hanging. They're gone. Mid lane.
Radiant's middle
Didn't even
tower
take a pawn. They just like looked at it for a bit and then walked away.
Making small little trades that are kind of efficient.
It's not the right time for taking pawns.
Vici can get to their double BKBs at a good time without losing any big fights. They're going to be in an okay position.
That tower is
TA Troll's just going the casual Yasha BKB build. TA Desert BKB standard stuff. They desperately need them.
for a bit.
Until they have them, their 5v5 is very weak.
I'm not sure if that smoke was spotted or not.
Vici can get to their double BKBs
Once again, whether it be that or the game sense, evacuated the whole top half of the map the second that OG were starting to head that direction. And once OG kind of scout the perimeter a bit, it looks like they'll just, don't mind if I do, take themselves inside the Roche pit and get things started there. Vici are nearby. You got Rock, you got Bat Rider. You know, there are some respectable forms of defense for the Roche pit that OG are going to have to factor in. Plus OG don't seem to be doing crazy damage.
They want to get the back line, at least not go on the higher CK.
Oh, blink in, but it's the silence. It looks like the grip of Jarex was there. Don't mind if I do. Lag. Couldn't quite see it, but yeah, base shift and the pull. Stop Yang in his track right there. You know, there are
I think OG just know there's no way this goes badly, given that there's no BKB. So Vici.Gaming engage on them. There's going to be Ravage, Supernova, they want to magnetize.
Flame break, Bat Rider blinking.
He can make some plays happen, but they may trade kills.
Alright, there's the burrow. Roche isn't done yet. The Veil's going to be committed. Orc goes right into the mix. They just blow up the Sand King before the Roche even goes down. They will drop it in. Yang able to jump over, grabs it up. That's going to be the Ravage committed from S4 on the right-hand side as they trade it, and No Tail gets blasted down. It is still a favorable fight for Vici. It would look like Fly jumps out from his egg. OG headed up towards Ori's position now. Isn't done yet. The Veil's going to be committed. Orc goes right into the mix. Just off the mark. Shows himself more, and the Roche goes down. They will drop it in. Yang able to jump over.
I honestly think that's like the
That's going to be the
best case scenario for
S4 on the right-hand side.
No BKBs.
No Tail.
They have no way to win a team fight. They have to have like a scrappy, chaotic engagement, which is exactly what happens. Then you sneak the Aegis while killing the Chaos Knight. That couldn't really have gone much better for them, given their current item status. They're going to walk away pretty happy.
Yeah, what was your take on the fight there, Jack? And a pretty split up, and I saw S4 run out from the pit to try to Ravage, and then just, you know, a lot of OG. I don't want to say they left No Tail behind, but you know, he was the only one remaining in the pit when he went down.
We're seeing a lot of that. It's kind of like it's kind of dueling ideas for team fight ults where you kind of need multiples usually because it's a win fight. Like you don't want to use that in a small skirmish situation, so some follow-up. Versus like more of these kind of like crawling the skirmish line that just has part of
a lot of OG left No Tail behind, but
we're seeing a lot of that, and sometimes teams are caught off guard taking the fight that they don't. We're seeing a lot of that. It's kind of like I think OG has generally done a pretty good job throughout this game, and they're very good at this kind of combo lineups. Like, even when nobody knows what they're doing with that kind of stuff, they were still confident. Versus like more kind of
the test really comes. The Tide's their most fun hero, so chuck BKBs on these dire sides, and that's where the Chaos Knight being where he is in terms of farm could become a slight concern. It seems like NoTail kind of realized he's not farming too well. He's continuing just to pop Phantasm and farm through waves.
What is it? What is it about him not being able to get as much farm as what we've seen before? Is the options out there? Is it the Echo Saber? Like, I'm curious. It does feel like he is kind of steps below.
Yeah, he had his lane contested more than S4 did. It was probably the biggest starting point, and then also the deaths. And like, he dying in that fight really hurts him because he's meant to get the Aegis. He's also meant, if he stays alive in the fight, he's getting kills. He's going to boost his own economy. It's the Titan who lives and gets a huge chunk of gold while getting off lots of spells. Titan has his 306, meanwhile Chaos Knight 2, 3, and 5. So 3 deaths. Not if you die at the start of the fight, but your team wins the fight. Like, yeah, on paper it's a good trade. It's 1 for 3, but it's the Ether to get farm that's going down.
This is where it's like that kind of like trade you have between like CK and like a Sven, let's say. If Sven was like losing these fights, like he would be the one maybe farming his stacks and you know, blast his way back and CK, it's like, oh, when you have to bank on your own just PvE farming to get back into the game, and he's one hit at a time on each creep, 1 creep per time.
This is where it's like, this, you keep mentioning Sven. This is a situation where this is a hero that doesn't like to really have his momentum broken or to not bank on your own. Like, constantly, like, want to be constantly winning fights and picking stuff up. If you get really set back, this hero doesn't catch you up. Similar to like how a life stealer can sometimes get in trouble too, except with bomb potential. This is a situation
the BKBs are online, and they have picked up a gem to go with it. They have a mint left on the Aegis.
This hero doesn't like to really have his
theoretically a window for Vici.Gaming to do something, but even without the Aegis, I still feel like they're going to be strong. They can get a smoke and be ready to fight fairly soon. They will no longer be as afraid of upcoming engagements. Here they go, they're just running out of
They're looking for NoTail. NoTail has friends behind, but by the time they've already made the move for NoTail, they're going to be too late. Jarex is going to be the first one on the scene, moves in with an instant grip and kick, but it is going to be too late. NoTail been pulled away, and already going to be handled. Look at this though. Why? Hard movement, getting the catch on Jarex. S4 is trying to keep them off, has the Ravage, but they've already dropped the rock. They're looking to go, but Jarex finds the rollout. Makes a hasty escape. Now the move is made to the Yang, trying to get a hold, but it is going to be too late. NoTail been pulled away. Are good with this. Head out the other direction.
BKB uses TA. Got pressure to pop it. I mean, if you blink it aggressively and there's just high Ravage, sometimes when you pop it in fear, but it's not even close to bringing down S4. It's never a target he wants to go in and fight.
See, these perfect world servers are just as perfect as ever. Good with this. Apparently do as best we can here. I'm like, all of a sudden, like, Jarex is just like sliding his way out of the screen, and I'm just like, what the hell, did he just kick himself? Oh, he won't.
Aggressively and then just high Ravage.
Makes it entertaining.
It's kind of going to slow down a bit because OG can't force objectives and fights as well with the BKBs up now. Whereas Vici.Gaming want to keep hunting NoTail.
Yes, he is. Another setup could be there from FY, and then that allows Mr. Elf, aka Ed, to run right in. He does a little bit of that running man action, and then suddenly NoTail just disappears.
Kind of feels like Vici.Gaming is just like slow rolling their way back into this game and just deciding to gain a bit of a lead. Whereas Vici.Gaming want to keep hunting NoTail.
Yes, he is. Another setup could be there from FY, and that allows Mr. Elf, aka Ed, to run right in. He does a little bit of that running man action, and then suddenly NoTail just disappears.
You have to get the lanes pushed out in that process. Like each hero that you take away reduces.
Feels like Vici.Gaming is slow rolling their way back into this game.
So in the process of doing that, Vici don't have to worry too much about immediate fighting.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Top tower.
It does feel like, Kenny, you mentioned, like OG just don't seem to be playing with as much of a clear purpose on the map. Like when they're moving out, it just feels like they're not really clearly achieving anything with certain heroes. Kind of question like, oh, I wonder where the CK trend started. We're seeing like, I think NoTail may be a bit uncomfortable in the hero. He's getting picked off quite a lot. He's having a rough time farming. Even the constant multi-spam to farm creep waves, not having his team fights can sometimes hurt as well. So No-Tail is really just back into the jungle farm. Shojin Lightning gets ganked, so he's moving out to feel at his safest in the jungle, but he's also not farming particularly fast. Certain heroes kind of question like, oh, what's this CK?
OG supports can grab some farm. They could bring in their own heavy contribution to these fights. It looks like Jerix, which is nice about Earth Spirit. After you pick up, your essentials like Urn and Blink, you can get a variety of whatever depending on the game. And this one, a Halberd stands out to him, and it, hey, Earth Spirit can make a Halberd work.
They're going double Halberd. It looks like Phoenix has one queued up as well.
Oh yeah, cool. Double Halberd to really shut down this TA and Troll from doing anything, regardless of BKB or not.
It's going to be actually, the supports need to have a big impact. When your carry's kind of underfarmed like it is, the supports need to just do more in a fight to make up for it, and that's what we're going to have to see out of these Halberds against these BKB carries. See what Fly does at 15. May just be a DPM talent kind of game, so you can get some of these late game items. Double Halberd, 65 Fire Spirit, yes, great, but not great against it.
Shut down the TA.
Phoenix might actually have the best level 15 talent.
Oh, No-Tail trying to run in with the Gush coming out. Man, that's the thing, is that this CK gets a hold of you, you're just dead.
Towards the high ground here.
Tier 2's going down.
Dire's middle tower
Back at
has
least.
fallen.
Do some damage to the illusions. It looks like the illusions will pop quite a fair bit earlier, so they're going to wear out. Phoenix might actually have the best. Bad for
trying to run in with the Gush coming out. There in the bottom lane. The thing is that this CK gets a hold of you, you're just dead. I mean, that one obviously they blessed with the takeoff on tier 2. Warlock behind the town, but more or less look to go for the same thing.
OG's kind of been, let's prepare for late game stage, which is, let's deal with the BKB.
To the bottom, they're making a move for Ana. This is Epi jumping, but instant rift, shift, blink, and now what are you going to do, Puck? Drops the coil, but then Troll just begins to go in on the little fairy dragon and just shreds him up. A little fairy dragon sushi.
Now. They've seen Roche eggs, and it looks like, yeah, they're just going to go instantly to Roche. Maybe find a pick a mid if possible, but Roche is that thing.
Troll had names now inside Roche pit now. Okay, we're good now. Oh man, now what are you going to do so quick? OG, you're right outside though. S4's got the Ravage. Hey, what are you guys doing in here? Walks in with the Anchor Smash. He knows he's got a Ravage and could stop this show. Vici just like, we don't want any of that guy. Yeah, Jerix though, he could roll and kick him out and take the Aegis. S4's back in once again. Back out once again. Oh, but they might have found an opening here, and it's a hard, quick hit. And it's, of all people, going to be No-Tail quickly blasted out of the fight. Fly, frantic to just fly out the other direction if possible. S4 is back inside that pit once again. Jerix and Ana have scouted out the Sand King, and Jerix is trying to commit it with the Magnetize. It's still Ana to drop one more stone and be able to go for the finish. While that's happening, we're back inside the pit once again, and it's OG who are going to be able to move in and try to get it. No-Tail's bought back. They're inside, making it work. Jerix, though, trying to create the space. The Flame Break has bumped one out. The jump and grab! Did he pick it up? No, he got the cheese. It's No-Tail who managed to grab up the Aegis there. And it's going to be Vici trying to fly up and making it away, but Yang will get caught. Jet down and costing the egg to get for that kill.
Interesting sequence of events. Like OG, they're the ones to secure Roche and put themselves in position to high ground here, but it wasn't Chaos Knight buyback. Now Chaos Knight is
Ravage is still there too. S4 did not have to pull it out near that Roche pit.
No RNG on the ulti again.
Critique that
He's gonna feel fairly confident right now.
That upheaval though, he's like, it's taken forever to just run from the distance of the tier 3 to the racks, and now he's getting blasted on the way out. They're committing it hard for it through the BKBs to be able to do it in S4. Can't even find the opening to kind of get off the Ravage. He now has to walk himself outside from the base. They'll wait for the return of No-Tail. He goes right back in, and it looks like he will be able to get the upper hand onto that Sand King. Now moving in for the racks.
No BKBs, tight skills Ravage. This is not so much go time, but this is secure racks time. And they will get that melee rack back out safely, securely. Quite distracting fight around the road.
Heroes outside from the base. They'll wait for the return of No-Tail. He goes right back in. But
and it looks like he will be able to get the upper hand on that standoff. Moving in for the rest.
S4 really stepping up to the plate around the Roche pit. He stalled them so long. He was keeping them busy for the entire time they were trying to secure Roche, and in the end, Vici.Gaming were too slow to kill it. And OG capitalized on the fight outside the Roche pit to secure it for themselves. One of those moments like when Yang blinks in, he's actually in a better position to get the Aegis than the Chaos Knight was. Problem is, he's just frantically clicking the ground. If you pick up the cheese, you can't pick up the Aegis because that's his only empty slot. So you have to pick up the Aegis before the cheese, and you're just frantically clicking. You're just trying to pick it up before the other cheese. So
that timing worked out really well for him too. He got that flame break in. Almost managed to bump them both out from the pit. Then he would have like that extra moment to think about what he had to grab, but
it's where you wish you had 2 empty slots in your inventory.
Yeah.
Something like, it's going to be a new thing with the cheese on the second Roche where these steals happen. Pick up the cheese, you can't pick up an Aegis. You're just frantically clicking. You're just trying to pick it up before the other.
That timing worked out really well for him.
See where OG go now. They're going to kind of systematically take some shrines. Finally got the level 3 ulti on No Tail.
Yeah, lots of stuff coming together for OG. The Halberd is, I see, done on Jarix, No Tail, BKB, looks like.
Yep.
10 seconds wreck. Wow.
For his next ulti too, if they want to fight. See where OG go now. They're going to systematically take some shrines. Finally got the level 3 ulti on.
Lots of stuff coming together. Okay, this guy's all ready for Yang. Of all the people he has to grab, it has to be S4. And my goodness, they can do the damage to take him out fast, but he does buy back. He's going to the shrine. And OG have already lost another. Jarix is going to be the first one to go down, and now OG are on pursuit to get any counter fights here. As S4 is trying to run himself back into the action, they will manage to take a hold of Troll. And
they commit a lot to get that kill. The BKB is the big part. You use those double BKBs. That's why S4 buys back. He knows we've just got another lane of racks. You use everything on me, we're going to take your racks for that. The question is, can Vici.Gaming
pop their pipe, the head right in. The greed's also going to be put in. A silence is there onto S4, who still holds that Ravage. OG are going in for the home run. Mid lane tier 3 is dropped. The Raxes are open. Here comes the Epi move in, plus the Burrow strike. OG still holding strong. No Tail though. Could be falling here. Does manage to BKB himself and run out defensively, and OG will be able to come back the head right in. The greed's also going to be
re-engage here.
Silence is there onto S4.
Possibly BKB coming up option on TA, but it's 3v5 fight.
Mid lane tier 3.
No Tail, there we go. He's going to get the Sun Ray. This may be enough to secure this round.
Ori going to work forces there, and forward Ori looking to blast down the Fairy Dragon if possible. It's not quite enough damage. The Veil comes out. No Tail going to work for Yang. There's going to be the Ravage, and nice connection too with the egg follow-up. Vici.Gaming have to dish out everything they can for all the buybacks here. Multiple buybacks going to be committed, and quickly OG haul ass out of there. But then they grab up and pull right back in. No Tail. Can they get the finish onto the CK? I don't even know yet, but it seems like they've been able to bump him right back inside. On the goes for the finish and gets it there on Aang and on Yang. S4 swimming himself right back out. The triple kill is there, but here comes Troll and TA focusing the tide. They can't quite finish him off. He's just so big, and with that anchor smash, it's just so much freaking work. They can't get it down. He's got greens too. He still lives and makes it out. Anna and the rest of OG are there to fend him off. And Vici, with the final hurrah of their defense, did not do enough damage, and they're going to have to head back home and defend the scrap. Here comes Troll and TA.
A lot of buybacks used from that dire team there. At least 3-4 buybacks.
With the anchor smash, it's just so much freaking work. They can't get it down. He's got greens too. He still lives and makes it out.
I think 4 were used to count as 4s.
Yeah, counted as 4s. Warlock did not. Troll did not. Okay, so they used 3 of their 5s. That's a big investment just to save your racks, but definitely going down 2 lanes at this point would be more or less GG. This is, I don't think I've seen this on TAs ever. -8 meld armor reduction over the +3 refractor. But at the same time, I haven't seen much of level 25 TAs since it was what used to be a respawn count. This is a new one. An extra -8 armor is quite a lot.
The insta burst was so useful when they got the first life.
Save your racks.
Really, the refraction
Definitely going down 2 lanes at this point would be more or less
so much,
GG.
but I guess perhaps with
This
the Phoenix
is,
or
I think it's -8 meld armor reduction. But at the same time, I haven't seen much of level 25 TAs. The big thing we're seeing from Vici is they're dealing with the tide a bit better using the Silver Edge break. That's how they kind of killed him that first time when he pulled back. It was kind of a cute idea, like, hey, this tide is not going to expect to get bursted because he thinks he's protected by Kraken, but the Silver Edge surprise allowed them to kill him. The problem was they had to commit double BKBs to get the kill as well. If they could get that kill without using BKBs, then they can actually take the subsequent fight. But Tide buys back and they're kind of at a loss. They're dealing with the Tide a bit better using the Silver Edge break. See where things go from here. Level 25 is approaching, that's where things kind of get crazy in the late game, but also these BKBs on the dire side all down to 5 seconds at this point as well. Concern for them.
And they are on the edge with the buybacks, as you mentioned, so
then they can actually take the
nice ult coming out of
back.
straight up in the game. There's a troll.
Of all the people that happen to catch out with the coil, it could be Troll, and there he is. But he hops BKB, and they look to go for the fight regardless. The follow from Yang is there with the lasso and the rock committed, but they lose Yang right away. They will be able to get fly down. OG popped their pipe. And here comes the epicenter from the Sand King. Hard hits with the Burrow follow, but now the Magnetize comes out from OG, and it looks like they might have done it. They will lose S4. And then they're moving in, they're swinging, and they're going to get the finish on No Tail as he attempts to TP away. It's a double kill for Ori. And Vici actually managed to get the better of this fight.
Yeah, Phoenix gets spells. More often than not, a team fight will come down to who gets their spells off and who doesn't. See here like a Phoenix not getting to use Sunray over a Supernova in a fight like that is going to be a decided factor. The dire side managed to get off the chaotic offering as well as the fatal bond, so the key spells came out with the dire support. That is Supernova they definitely laxing there. And this DDTA pushing forward clear up some of these tier 2s. So now they're going to focus on top lane tier 1. Who gets their spells off and who doesn't.
They do have a bit of a window here without it's so I'm sure if they'll try to push for more. Knock down the top tier 2 here, and it's going to open up the base for making damage down for more than another minute.
Dude, Roach X, you're going to have this THDD slightly bit faster. And there we go, extra -8 meld. Goodbye, Roshan.
Snap. 6K lead or such for OG has been cut almost in half. Vici.Gaming, you know, evolving into this later game.
Very hard to do it. You can't really look to that Ravage as a teamfight solution when heroes like TA have 2 lives.
6K lead or such for OG
comes of it. Fly again. Oh, that's
shot it deep, and then the flame break bump back. Oh, he's done for. Has an egg, but obviously not going to be able to use it here. He's just silenced up and taken out 72 seconds without a buyback.
It's definitely one of the downsides of being like a super high level support at this stage. You often don't have money for buyback, and if you die, it's a long time on the sideline.
All those one sounds deep.
And push from Hannah bottom though, he's going to get 25 off of this.
As an egg, but obviously not going to be on the floor. Silenced up and taken out 72.
In terms of designization,
doing everything they can for that little CK.
Money for buyback, orb distance speed. Definitely unexpected.
I mean, many things been expected in this game.
Yeah,
like the talents have been all over the place this game.
I think that's pretty rare in general across scenes, right? Getting the orb speed, just because like you're not really used to it, and unless you've been practicing it, you end up overshooting spells or just like missing stuff, and it's kind of hard to play with.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of cute and you fly around the map, but Puck already does that without the orb speed.
Talents have been all over the place this game.
It's going to be kind of. I mean, he's already impossible. In theory, he's meant to be impossible. He's got Lincoln's Yule spaceship. That is meant to be an unkillable Puck already.
That's like a choreographed dance of games that you have to kill the Puck with already. Everyone has to hit the right maneuvers at the right time.
I feel like the other side of that is he's thinking, well, I'm already kind of 6-slotted. Do I really need more big items? And there's definitely room to grow. The Veil can be replaced by a Refresher. The Octarine's got queued up. You can kind of go to that like 6th item Octarine, 7th item in your backpack Refresher. Dagon 5, of course, was a popular one for the late game pucks. GPM talent definitely gives you that money to spend on it. The other side of that is...
But now we can orb real fast, gods. Look at that thing. Woo! Wasn't that worth it?
And there's definitely room to grow. The Veil could have picked up about 1,000 gold already.
Yeah, but you see that orb right there? He almost made it out of the base from the fountain. Now look at that one.
Dagon 5, of course, was a popular one to say they can't pop the wrong call personally. I don't know.
At TI, you get 420. At Mars, you get 420. Real fast, gods. Look at that thing.
The actually only other time I saw the other time I remember seeing the orbs we picked up was actually his team S4 on an offlane puck doing the same thing.
Yeah, but
that was a bit different because it was like the very end of the game and like they were
almost made it out of the base from the fountain. Now look at that one.
Well, this game's over in the next 5 minutes, so I get
Radiant's top tower.
This game could be far from over.
At TI, you get
definitely attractive.
Yeah. You know, well, maybe we'll see the one big play that the orb has to be there that much faster, like that.
I remember seeing the orbs we picked up was actually
you wouldn't have had the opportunity if the orb was there half a second. VG though still what looks like firm control here, moving as the buddy system. Ancient camp.
They just they're down money, but not really got money in this stage anymore. You also get DPM. Gold really gonna be the deciding factor in a game like this.
DD troll. Potentially, take that damage. Pop the ult. Have a jolly old time. Reckon through it here too.
Where are the late game bottles? This is where TA or Troll should have one in their backpack stage anymore. Pick up some of those DD runes and whatnot.
Just give it off to their little alchemy warlock.
Gold really gonna be the deciding factor in a game like this.
Got 2 spots I see.
You always want to have a late game model nowadays. It's one of those things where it's still very new and like it's hard to develop those new habits. And sometimes it'll just suddenly occur, like maybe 5 minutes from now I'll be like, oh yeah. It's like next time they see a DD rune, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, we should buy a bottle for this. TA or Troll should have one in their backpack. Definitely has a TA having like a double damage rune instead of a. You can put your Desolate in your backpack, pop your DD rune, and then swap it to your. It's one of those things where it's still very new. And
here come OG. That flight out, you know.
And sometimes expiring is like a 5 minutes.
Big moment.
Pretty classic smoke timing though. Vici.Gaming should be ready for it. We'll see just how ready they are. Definitely has a TA having like a double damage rune instead of.
Salts up on the CK, but no 5x. He's got to have like a perfect.
Alright, Ori's there in the lane. It could be bait. Instant foil into the boulder smash. Now the BKBs are going to get popped. The egg is committed on the other side. They get the Ori takedown. This is looking good for OG. Rock's committed. The Yank pullback's also there. They grab a hold of no tail, but there's no follow-up at all. And it looks like Vici.Gaming are going to quickly spread out and try to get the hell out while they can. Yank, though, no chance for him. FY commits him with the burrow with the epicenter right in the midst of the fight. And that's going to force out S4 with the greaves, with the ravage. They get the pullback onto Ed. He's able to eat the cheese and survive. He turns to fight. The follow burrow from FY is really good. Troll looking for a new target here. Tries to go home for Ana. Ana's able to jump on the backside and make it away. Now Vici here. Going in for later rounds of this fight. Ori with the deep commitment in. Back into this buyback here. They're hoping to take a fight. Sliding in. FY can't find the target. Gets silenced. Well, they continue to chase here. Jerix rolling forward. Ana's still there as well. Finally, Ed wants in. He tries to get that bash, but he can't get it. Runs out the other way, and I think Vici will finally have to forfeit this one.
Okay.
Later rounds in this fight.
TA buyback. There's no further kills.
Oh, not me! No! Oh no! Poor Warlock all left behind. That fast orb caught right up to him. Coil 2! Can't catch me, Mag Liver! Damn you!
He's got the keeper of like the pervert voice now.
Yeah, also that Twitch chat neckbeard voice is all coming together too. It's all the same thing.
I'd say the perfect trifecta, but really it's just the same.
First promising moments for OG, it felt. The big gives no tail. But costed Vici quite a bit.
TA buyback is scary because you're now playing in a situation where if TA gets jumped again like that, it could just be game over. So it's going to be very passive play out of Vici.Gaming until they get that buyback back up, most likely. It's a full 6 minutes away though, and that means OG will have another opportunity. They've actually got another smoke to play with, so they can actually have a go and run at Vici.Gaming once their ulti is back.
I might have to YOLO it sometimes. I mean, OG came into that last fight without buyback on the
gets jumped again like that. Yeah.
Kind of,
And I think Vici.Gaming take a pace from OG's book until they get that buyback back. Go for a play. So they were kind of just sitting there farming the lane. They're trying to bait the TA rather than try and jump OG. They were waiting for OG to jump them and hoping to counterplay it, but TA just died before they could do anything. The chain stun, Jerix gets the boulder smash. They immediately followed up with a coil. They tried to force stuff the coil to get that long axe break stun, but I don't think they quite got it. But either way, it was a great idea. And here's the next one.
OG mid lane.
They were kind of just sitting there farming the lane. They were trying to bait the
Cooldowns are good.
Roll
skipping right in through the river.
Man, look at that
orb fly.
Octarine Arcade with the cooldown on it, 5.775.
On that orb? Keep throwing it.
Practically nothing. Smoke up. They try to go in.
Coil. Hot on 2 from behind. Forces out the early Yang BKB. Now Jerix committing in hard onto Ori. Rock finds good connection. The Fatal Bonds is also there. Troll moving in for the action, trying to shred them all apart. Yang's going to be the first one to go down. S4 finds the Ravage. The Rock is there once again, though, onto OG, but OG are surviving. Oh, with Vici committing everything they can, even the late game epi, it's just still not going to be good enough. It's no tail, hitting it home with the ultra kill. It was a bit of a slideshow jump, if I'm being honest here, but OG is winning it all the way through.
Press, you follow what was going on there.
People are dying suddenly, but
TA didn't do any damage with BKB, and then after the BKB, she got halberded. She did no damage. That's your most farmed hero, your highest CPS hero doing 0 damage in a team fight. That's game over. Great execution from OG. It matters.
That's OG finally getting the first.
Press, you follow what was going on there.